So a foldable launching this week might already beat Samsung's first Ultra Fold in 5 major ways. So the obvious answer would be simple: skip Samsung and buy the Vivo X Fold 6. Except Samsung still has 3 reasons to wait, and none of them show up properly on a spec sheet. So let's break it all down. So let's start with the one that isn't even close. The X Fold 6 packs a massive 6,900 to 7,000 mAh battery. That's roughly 2,000 mAh more than the Z Fold 8 Ultra is expected to get. But don't expect 40% more battery life, because optimization matters. Last year, the X Fold 5 had around 36% more battery, but delivered around 13% more screen time. So realistically, Vivo could still last around 15% longer. And that's embarrassing for Samsung, because Vivo is doing this without making the phone a brick, thanks to its new silicon and semi-solid battery tech. And it only gets worse for Samsung from here, because when it's time to top up, Vivo pulls ahead again with much faster wired and wireless charging, while Samsung is only rumored to move up to 45 watts, and Vivo still includes the charger in the box, and Samsung hasn't included one since 2021. So even that slower 45 watts costs you extra just to reach it. Now the cameras, and this is where it gets interesting. The main sensor is close enough that I wouldn't call either one a clear winner. But zoom is not even close. Vivo gives you a 50 megapixel ZEISS periscope sensor that goes up to 100 millimeters portrait reach. The Z Fold 8 Ultra is still using a 10 megapixel telephoto sensor from 2021. That's the difference between real telephoto hardware and relying on a years-old short zoom sensor. Vivo even lets you clip on a ZEISS teleconverter for real long-range reach that goes up to 200 millimeters. On a folding phone, that is massive. And here's the one nobody saw coming. The X Fold 6 is reportedly the first foldable using Samsung's M14 material on both the cover and inner display. The Z Fold 8 Ultra, on the other hand, is still carrying the same M13 panel material Samsung has used on its folds for 3 years straight. M14 should be brighter, more efficient, and longer lasting. So, a Vivo is running Samsung's better screen than Samsung is. Let that sit for a second. And after all of that, here's the part that stings the most. The Vivo is the cheaper phone. And even imported into Europe, it lands under the Z Fold 8 Ultra's rumored $2,000. So Vivo gives you more in the areas people complain about most, and somehow it still costs less. That is something unbelievable. So on hardware, this looks like a pretty straightforward win. But here's the catch. And it's the whole reason this isn't an easy Vivo win. Because Samsung still has some real advantages. 7 years of updates, which protect resale value, global availability, warranty, repairs, and proper network support. And One UI, AI features, ecosystem, and Samsung's foldable polish. Vivo wins the spec sheet. Samsung wins the ownership experience. And lastly, Samsung's crease work this year might be the kind of thing you only understand when you hold it. So in the end, it's not which phone is better. It's whether you want the better hardware today, or the updates, the warranty, and the reach you'll live with for years. If you're in these markets, Vivo is a steal. If you're anywhere else, the Z Fold 8 Ultra is probably worth the wait. And if you're leaning toward waiting, you need to see everything Samsung is changing this year. Click right here. This is Techtics, and I'll see you there.